Hi again, SLIS 701 students. This brief video will show you how to access specific electronic journal holdings via the Thomas Cooper Library, and will show you a shortcut for tracking down specific journal articles. Our last video detailed how to access and search article databases that will help you in finding articles on specific topics. However, you are also likely to have to find holdings of specific journals and other periodical publications in order to help with keeping up with current topics that are covered by specific publications, or you may even be assigned to read articles from a specific publication, ones that you might get the specific article citation for. And the way to track these down is to utilize the library's eJournal holdings and then also to use Google Scholar. The eJournal Holdings interface, which is actually called Full Text Finder, will help locating issues of specific periodicals, and this will include scholarly journals, professional trade publications, magazines, and even newspapers. And then Google Scholar can provide a really convenient shortcut to finding specific journal articles that you have some or all of the citation info for. The only thing with that is, in order to use Google Scholar efficiently, is you do have to set your library links within the settings of Google Scholar, which I'll show you how to do momentarily. The best way to find out if the library has electronic access to a specific periodical publication, that is, a scholarly journal, a professional magazine, or even a newspaper, is to search within our eJournals interface, which you can do by starting with the library's homepage. And whereas in the last video we clicked on the databases link, this time we are going to click directly into online journals. This will take you eventually to the product Full Text Finder, but first we will have to log in just like we did in the last video. From this page, you will not be searching by specific topic or even by specific article title, but rather for the publication name. For example, one publication that I try to keep up with is the journal Reference Librarian. If I wanted to access this publication, I would search by that title, Reference Librarian. And I can even choose the autofill option. When we do have access, you'll see it somewhat like this. And in order to see the actual access options, you'll click the small plus sign below the title. For this publication, it is available through several different platforms. The main thing to pay attention to here is the coverage range. Each option will have a specific coverage range and will have a note if there are any full text delays. In this case, the first two options have runs from 2000 to present, but each has an 18-month full text delay, meaning you wouldn't get content from the last several issues. This is a typical practice for publishers to do this with aggregator databases such as the EBSCO products listed here. Publishers do this to try to encourage individual subscriptions to certain titles. However, in this case, we do have a run from 1997 to present directly from the publisher, Taylor and Francis. So I can click that link and be taken to holdings that will allow me to access the full run of this journal. From this page, when it loads, I can browse by issue or even search within the journal. And so the latest volume would be volume 60, 2019, and I could look specifically at the issues that have just been published, and one, it looks like, has just come out. But I could also enter keywords and do many other things than just look at the latest issues. I could also browse all of these others. There's lots of things that I can do from here. The challenge is getting here, and that's why we start back from library publications from that online journals link. Beyond accessing individual publications, you may also find yourself needing to access individual articles for which you have citation information. Your professor could tell you to read a certain article, or you may find an article citation in the references of an article or book that you'd like to access. For example, maybe you need to access the article Transforming Information Literacy for Now-Gen Students by B.J. Hamilton, published in Knowledge Quest, Volume 37, Issue 5, from 2009. When you have a lot of citation information like this, or even at least the title of the article, there's a quick shortcut to access it by using Google Scholar. However, there is one key step you must take first, which is to set your library links in Google Scholar. So first go to scholar.google.com and click on the hamburger menu, then on the settings gear, then click Library Links. And here you are searching University of South Carolina. And then click the corresponding links, or checkbox rather. And remember, we would be Columbia, so full text at USC Columbia. Not sure how Clemson gets in there, but they're definitely trying something. But we're just going to use the USC Columbia. Click Save. Once you do that, you shouldn't have to do it again as long as you are using the same browser. Once you've done this, then you can search. In this instance, we'll search the article's title that I mentioned before. And then sure enough, by clicking the full text at USC Columbia, which is what is added when you add your library links. If I hadn't added the library links, this wouldn't appear. But since I have this, and I can click into it. And if you haven't already logged in to the library like we have, you would be prompted at that point to enter your network username and password. But since we've already entered that at some point, we won't have that problem. And so now we have the article from the holdings of Education Source that is paid for through the library, and I could click on PDF full text, and then of course I have all of the other managing options that EBSCO provides, as we discussed in the first video. And also keep in mind that once you have set up your library links in Google Scholar, you can use Google Scholar as a discovery tool or a search tool, whatever you want to call it, and search by keyword. Just keep in mind that you will not have the disciplinary scope that you would have using the databases we looked at in the last video.